Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about an update actually on the Hannah Cornelius murder case. Hannah Cornelius was a student at Stellenbosch University. She was recently murdered, and fortunately, her male friend was able to escape, but he was beaten and tortured, and had he not been able to escape, he would have been killed too. But the attack was not racially motivated. Photos of the male friend have been released, and he is a colored South African, and the offenders were not black South Africans. The offenders were colored as well. You can tell on the footage that those guys, that the offenders were either black or colored, but at the same time, their names were typical names of colored South Africans and not black South Africans, and that was an error on my part, and I should have been more careful with that. Now, as far as other people go, if they assume that this attack was racially motivated, or the way she was murdered was very similar to the way a lot of white South African farmers are murdered. So I assume every race and color in South Africa assumed that it was a racially motivated murder until further details were released. Now, that's just my assumption. That's not, I'm not saying that's a fact, but I am saying that if other people assumed it, doesn't make, one, it doesn't make them racist. Two, it doesn't make their thinking out there, because the murder was very, very similar to a farm murder. The way she was murdered, the way she was tortured before she died, and the way the male friend was tortured. The attack was not racially motivated. These offenders had prior criminal records. They were just sociopathic, and horribly sociopathic. Had nothing to do with race. Horribly sociopathic. One of them, when he was in prison, was associated with Gang 28, which is a notorious prison gang in South Africa, a very dangerous prison gang. Okay, when the male friend was tortured and beaten with bricks, it was near a sewage lagoon, near an area where sewage is dropped, according to one newspaper. This shows you the people who attacked this guy and killed Hannah Cornelius, they were not animals. That's too nice of a term. They are monsters. Monsters do things like that. And these guys are evil monsters, and they deserve to either get life in prison, or they deserve to get life in prison and not ever see the outside. I'm not sure the death penalty status in South Africa, so I can't comment saying they deserve the death penalty or not, because I'm not sure the death penalty status. But if they don't have the death penalty, they deserve to get life in prison. If they do have the death penalty, they deserve to get the death penalty. Just sick. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.